Hi, my name's John Benson-Smith, and today I'm going to cook a very simple dish using a breast of chicken and some good old chips or French fries, but some quite hunky ones. But today we're going to put a bit of a marinade around the chicken to make it really, really tasty. So let me take you through the ingredients. Nice breast of chicken. Now I prefer a skin on. This isn't a skin on. However, I'm sure we can try and get through this without skin on. So skin on chicken breast, I've put that inside a plastic bag and I'll show you why in a minute. My marinade is following: orange, garlic, fresh ginger, red chilies, lemon, spring onion. You kind of get that? Bit of coriander maybe. Beware, wash your hands, be careful, don't touch your nose or wherever. It can be quite exciting with chilies. So, I have done a little bit of blue pizza work, and I've got here some ingredients. I've got the ginger, the garlic, the lemon, the lime, the coriander, all those wonderful things all kind of chopped up, a little bit scruffy. And then into my marinade, I'm going to put some gluten-free soy. I've got some oils. Mix it all together to make this kind of gungeon marinade. Chopped up, big flavours, chicken breast in there, leave it overnight, and then chuck it on your grill in the morning. But let me show you how. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to flatten. I'll move this out of the way. We're going to flatten our chicken breast. That's why I put it inside a plastic bag. Or if you want to, we could use double cling film, so we don't end up decorating our kitchen with all bits of chicken. I've stuck a piece of damp kitchen paper underneath my board to stop it from skating around. So, bag, hammer, well, big hammer. Now, I spend a lot of money with quality pans. Okay, nothing cheap, nothing nasty. This is why I like pans that are strong, because if it's induction proof, I'm able to put it in and out the oven, but also it means I can give things a bit of a walloping. Okay, so now the thinner we make the chicken, within reason, the quicker it will cook. But also, I'll stop making the noise. It means that the marinade is going to be able to get its way into that chicken. Okay, so let me show you how to make the marinade. Bowl, ingredients, in we go. All those wonderful flavors. Remember that? Lime juice, in we go. Okay, gluten-free soy, carefully measured out. Into a bit of olive oil, but not too much. We've got some really nice sunflower oil into there. Right. And you want some pepper. So now that is what we're going to marinate our chicken in overnight. Imagine all those flavors all going crazy. So now we've got to this stage. Now, if you have a vacuum packer machine, which you probably won't have done, what you can do is to put the marinade inside the bag and seal it, or put the marinade inside the bag and leave it in the fridge. Or the old-fashioned way, basically, is to grab our chicken breast like so, and then use plastic gloves if you want. We kind of work all this gunge, beautiful flavours into this. These are kind of flavours of the sun, really, aren't they? Imagine all that lot there. And what I'll do is I'm actually going to add that bit of marinade from the other day. So I've just chopped up all those things. We're not obviously going to cook the half lemons and the half oranges in that, but that's got some really nice flavour to that. That goes in the fridge overnight, okay? One more part to the dish, which is really important. We've got our potatoes, our chips. Let me show you. So, let's wash my hands. Okay, so here we have wedged potatoes. Now we've already cooked those. They're gonna literally go in a little bit of oil with some seasoning, and they're gonna go in the oven. So I've got my tray here I've got my bowl, little bit of wincy little bit of oil on here. Now, you may have got one of those posh spray things for oil, but I haven't, so I'm just gonna mix all this around. And we're then gonna put a little bit of our salt into this. And we're then gonna put some pepper into that. Okay, and we're then gonna whiz it all around like so. Put it onto our tray. I don't want them all going soggy. So that could go into our air fryer, or if not, in your oven. Quite nice and simple. Potatoes in the oven, chicken out of that, seared in a pan. Let me show you how. So, what I would do here on my stove, and today I'm using induction, okay? So the induction's really simple and very, very quick to use. The moment I have the pan on, it engages. When I don't have the pan on, it stops working, right? It's really, really easy. So, pan gets nice and hot, chicken out of here, sear it in the pan, chuck it in the oven, hey presto, really, really quick. All right, so, in true Blue Peter fashion, I've already got chips in the oven and I've got my chicken in the oven. So, let me push these things to one side and then we'll start our presentation. So, our presentation, I've got the board, piece of paper on it. I've got my two sauces, that'll make sense in a minute. I've got some garnish, some radish. So let me move all my gunge out the way, spray our top down, grab hold of our chicken out the oven. So that's our chicken, which we said earlier. Here we've got our chips. Wow. So that's red hot. So these great chips we can, whoops, bit of silicone paper there that saves us from the washing up. Right, our chicken breast, we're then going to stick on top of that. Okay. That's nice and ready. Last but not least, we've got to put that to there. I think we'll shift this here. So, nice big full of two sauces. Nice bit green rocket in the background. All right. I've then got a couple of really nice radishes. So there's our chicken. Char-grilled, grilled in the oven, whatever you want to do with our oranges, lime, we've got soy, we've got chilies, all sorts of flavours. Potatoes in the oven, two sauces, plonk it in the table. Fantastic. Thank you.